Mr. Speaker, honorable members of this esteemed House, I stand before you today with profound gratitude and a renewed sense of purpose as we present the Enugu State 2026 to 2028 multi-year budget, a budget designed to consolidate our gains, accelerate growth, and deliver on our promise of a prosperous, modern, and competitive Enugu State. People felt the effect of a government that finally plugged leakages, strengthened public sector systems, and grew our internally generated revenue to an unprecedented levels not seen before. These achievements now form the foundation for the budget of renewed momentum we seek in 2026. In preparing this budget, we listened carefully through our citizens' engagement and community dialogues. We heard from fathers and mothers, farmers and bus drivers, teachers, traders, professionals, and students. Real people whose daily experiences now reflect the changes we have made. We also studied the global, regional, and national economic realities shaping our future. Across our communities, we've revived assets like Niger Gas, Sunrise Flour Mill, United Palm Products, the Hotel Presidential, together with our 200-hectare farm estate, the new land bank, and the revived tractor assembly plant, and an agricultural sector shifting from subsistence to a meaningful contributor to Enugu's GDP. And everywhere, from Nsukka to Nkanu East, people felt the effect of a government that finally plugged leakages, strengthened public sector systems, and grew our internally generated revenue to an unprecedented levels not seen before. These achievements now form the foundation for the budget of renewed momentum we seek in 2026. We are positioning Enugu to welcome up to 3 million visitors annually in the coming year. Agriculture remains a major pillar of this transformation. Our 300,000-hectare land bank, smart farm estates in all 17 local government areas, and the tractor assembly plant are shifting farming from subsistence to scale. Thousands of farmers and young people now have access to land mechanization, storage, and processing hubs. Through the Enugu United Palm Products projects and agro-processing expansion, we are reviving cash crops and strengthening rural incomes. Looking ahead, we are doubling down on private public sector-led growth. Our industrial parks, agro-processing zones, renewable energy projects, and transport systems will all run on public-private partnerships. Our most strategic objective remains clear: to dramatically reduce dependency on federal allocations and build a self-sustaining state economy. We will grow our revenue base by improving efficiency, optimizing natural resources, and ensuring every sector contributes meaningfully, never by overburdening citizens. Firstly, the revenues. The money coming into Enugu State has grown in ways we have never seen before. From Abuja, our FAAC inflow did not just meet expectations, it exceeded them by more than half. We projected about 150 billion received from FAAC, but we received 230 billion, over 50% above projection. This is not accidental. It reflects the impact of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's GCFR bold economic reforms, the removal of fuel subsidies, the unification of foreign exchange rates, and other fiscal measures have strengthened our key macro indicators. We can see today that inflation has declined and it continues to trend downwardly. Interest rates have eased and the exchange rate has stabilized. And our foreign reserve has continued to be strengthened and recently hit over $46 billion mark. On our own end, our internally generated revenue is set to exceed 400 billion naira by the end of this year. It is not yet where we ultimately want to be, but it is already the highest IGR in the history of Enugu State, a 221% increase over the 2024 IGR. Although by the end of the fourth quarter of 2025, we would have already brought a revenue of 826 billion in total revenue. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, with these initiatives in mind and with our commitment to keep Enugu firmly on its growth path, we have proposed a total budget size of 1.62 trillion naira. Thank you. Thank you. This represents a 66.5% increase in our 2025 fiscal budget. Mr. Speaker, the breakdown of the revenue for next year's budget. We expect a total of 870 billion from our domestic revenue, from our IGR. And we expect a total of 387 billion from our Federation accounts revenue. And from our capital receipts, we expect a total of 329 billion. Mr. Speaker, the estimated capital and recurrent expenditure for our personnel costs, we expect our personnel costs to increase to 149 billion. And I'm sure if you look at where we were last year on personnel, what we're doing this year is basically twice more than what we had in our personnel costs. And the logic is simple. I mean, you cannot expect to use the same workforce you used to execute a project size of 200 billion to do a project size of 1 trillion. So we're going to be increasing our workforce and increasing our manpower so that we have enough human resources that would essentially deliver on these projects. Our capital expenditure would be about 1.3 trillion, and to be specific, 1,296 billion naira, again constituting about 80% of our total budget. That brings the total budget size to 1,617,397,465,000. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, distinguished members of this esteemed House, this very high capital allocation is deliberate. It reflects the scale of work ahead and our administration to sustain and accelerate the growth momentum across all the major sectors that we have talked about. So it reflects our administration resolve to achieve that. And I'll just give a snippet of the sectoral breakdown. We expect the administration sector to take 8% of the total budget, which is about 128 billion. The economic sector is allocated 51% of the total budget, bringing it to 825 billion. The law and justice sector will take 15 billion, bringing it to 1.54% of the total budget. The regional sector will take 2 billion, bringing it to 0.17%. And the social service sector will take 40.1%, bringing it to 644 billion. In simple terms, 2026 is the year Enugu moves from building foundations to delivering impact at scale. And now, allow me to present the changes this budget will support. Agriculture remains crucial to our pursuit of poverty eradication and self-sufficiency, with its potential to create massive job opportunities and expand our revenue base. Next year, we will complete the construction of all 260 farm estates. Each 200-hectare farm estate will be equipped with key infrastructure, central warehouses for produce aggregation and processing, tractor sheds, irrigation system, electricity, and water supply. Transportation. Transportation is the lifeblood of commerce. Without efficient mobility, no economy can thrive. In 2026, we will construct additional 5 new transport terminals located at Emene, Udi, Ogo, Four Corners, and Oboloafo. To further boost mobility, we also made provision for the procurement of 2,000 sedans for our city taxis. Enugu Air continues to serve as an economic enabler and a strategic platform for our emergence as a regional hub. Next year, we will acquire an additional 14 aircraft. Thank you. That will bring, thank you. That would bring That will bring our total fleet to 20. You may be wondering, how did that mass come about? As you know, we procured 3 aircraft earlier in the year. We have already closed the procurement of additional 3 due to arrive any moment from now, but certainly before Christmas. So we currently have 6 aircrafts. So by procurement of additional 14, it will bring our total fleet to 20. Tourism. Thank you. Tourism. Enugu's natural attractions, its hills, waterfalls, caves, and lush vegetation position the state as a natural tourism destination. We will sustain the major upgrades already underway. This includes the revamp of Ohom Waterfall and Caves, Opatu, Nsude, and Ngwo Pine Forests, where we will unveil the first zip line in Nigeria. A similar upgrade will take place at the Akuke Sand Beach next year. Road infrastructure. Quality roads not only aid movement and beautiful cities, they drive growth. In 2026, we will pave 1,200 urban and rural roads, and a significant number of them would be our rural roads. Every local government area has a major road project in the 2026 budget. We will, of course, complete the 40-kilometer Owo, Obaho, Amankanu, Neke, Ikem dual carriageway, opening a new gateway to the North Central region. The dualization of Abapanike, Ubogonike, Opinsuka Road, one of the busiest economic corridors, will also be completed, as we will also complete the 21.6-kilometer Enugu-Abakaliki Expressway. Thank you. At the State Secretariat, the completion of the Sea Wing will ensure that all the ministries are finally housed in one location. So we have captured in our next year's budget the completion of the Sea Wing of our Secretariat. Mr. Speaker, as you know, the Sea Wing has by far the largest number of blocks. And once we've achieved that, all the ministries that are currently scattered in different locations will be housed in one location. Housing. Over 15% of the total budget has been allocated to housing, reflecting our strong focus on mass housing. We would deliver 15,000 mass housing units next year, forming the first phase of the 30,000 unit planned within our first term. The new Enugu Smart City project exemplifies our commitment to creating a world-class environment for residents, work, and recreation. Next year, we will complete its infrastructure. This project is projected to generate a minimum of 300 billion for the state government next year. Social sector. We remain committed to ensuring development reaches every citizen and every community, a central theme of this budget. Next year, we will allocate 20 billion naira to clear long-standing gratuities. Mr. Speaker, As you know, the gratuities have been a legacy debt. Over the decades, this has continued to hang on our head as government. So we're determined to clear the gratuity, and we have allocated 20 billion. We've just recently completed the verification exercise, and we now have a clear figure. We now know what the outstanding figures are, and we want to clear them. We do not want to bequeath this debt to a successive government, so we're determined to clear the gratuities. Our workers should not wait years to receive benefits they have earned. We will enhance the welfare of our traditional rulers by procuring vehicles for the principal officers, as well as increasing the salaries of all our traditional rulers. Mr. Speaker, we've also committed. We will ensure that we settle all the severance benefits of our former councillors. So we have also allocated funds for that. Education. Mr. Speaker, distinguished members of this honorable House, education holds a defining place in our development strategy. For the second consecutive year, over 30% of the budget is dedicated to education. This is a deliberate investment to secure the future of our children and build a workforce capable of attracting global investment. With the smart schools infrastructure largely in place, our focus next year shifts to smart secondary schools and technical and vocational education colleges. For us, education remains a permanent frontier. This explains why we have, in 2 consecutive budget cycles, devoted over 30% of our total budget to the sector. This is not mere symbolism. It is a deliberate investment in our children. Next year will be no different, because our greatest asset is in the head, the hand, and the heart of our people. We have boldly demonstrated this again with the 32.27% allocation to education in the 2026 budget. There are some who might look at what we spend on education and cringe, but what we spend currently on education is largely insignificant, weighed against the future social cost of having a disproportionate population of out-of-school children. When we invest in education, we're not just securing the future of our children, but we're also securing our own too, because we already know the price of not investing today in education. Our goal is to build a competitive, innovation-driven workforce capable of attracting global investment opportunity. And that would happen by making sure that our young ones are imbued with the evolving 21st century skills, artificial intelligence that would contribute over $20 trillion to the global economy in the next 5 years. Our children must be at the center of that. Healthcare. Our philosophy is simple. Where you live should not determine the quality of healthcare you receive. 10% of the total budget goes to the health sector. the construction of 260 Type 2 primary healthcare centers across all wards will be completed and fully equipped in 2026. We will upgrade 51 secondary healthcare facilities. The 300-bed Enugu International Hospital, built to provide advanced and specialized medical care, will be completed by first quarter of 2026, to be specific, by February. Alongside the structural upgrade of Park Lane. So, you know, we have a twin block going up there, and we hope to complete before the end of February the structure and the equipping of Park Lane. Sports. Enugu's rich heritage and its potential for unity and economic opportunity form the basis of our renewed investment in sports. As host of the 23rd National Sports Festival, we are determined to deliver the most memorable edition in its history. We will complete the extensive renovation of Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium and the Ogu Games Village. Security. Our achievement rests on a foundation of security. Next year, 11 billion will fund the second phase of our security surveillance system, expanding coverage to areas not included in the first phase and to 12 additional local government areas. So yes, this budget is a reach, but it is a responsible reach, grounded in track record, backed by revenue assets, protected by strict governance controls, and built on the momentum of a state that has already proven it can deliver more than it was once thought possible. Mr. Speaker, distinguished members, the dawn we spoke of 2 years ago is no longer a promise on the horizon. It is now upon us, revealing roads where there were none, water where there was none, schools now standing in every ward in our state. And now with this budget of renewed momentum, we stand at the edge of a new day. Not for government, but for every family, every worker, every child who believes that Enugu can rise and claim its place among the great centers of growth in our nation. This is our moment to keep pushing, to keep building, to keep proving that a once overlooked state can show the entire country what discipline, partnership, and vision can achieve. I extend my deepest gratitude to this honorable House for the speed and sincerity with which you have worked with the executive branch. You have treated progress not as politics, but as a much-needed rite of passage for Ndi Enugu. And now I ask you once again to join us in stepping forward in this new day. Let us pass this budget with the urgency it deserves, so that the light we see now becomes the full brightness of the tomorrow we have promised our people. As we enter this month of December, I wish every member of this House and every home across Enugu State a blessed season of hope, peace, and renewal. May this holy season strengthen our unity. And may the year ahead meet us building the future our children deserve. Tomorrow is no longer coming. Tomorrow is here. Thank you.